Well, howdy guys there. Great day for it. Early morning jog. Just done my about 6-7 Ks. Gonna go to the manor now, have breakfast. Enjoyable breakfast here. Perfect scenery. Got to check out the scenery here in the morning. It is unreal. And then we're off to Whistle Falls Winery. Sport, relaxation and comfort. That's what it's all about here at Tamborine. Going off, guys. Check out. Well guys, we're here with Dennis, mate. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good?
Yep.
And Darren here. Darren?
Yeah. You going, Darren?
Everyone introduce yourselves, we know each other.
Yeah.
But we've had a great night's sleep here at your fantastic place here, mate. You've got quite a lot here. But before we actually get into the hotel, the manor I should say, Bunganya Manor, can we go back and do a bit of history on this place, because there's so much history revolving around this place here at Mount Tamborine. Got some photos in the background here, we'll see some of those shortly, but mate, just tell us a bit about this history.
Yeah, certainly. Well, this was built as a guest house back in 1882, and it was built 2 roads up that way, probably about 2 kilometres south, and on the edge, and it didn't really work, so they just left it, walked away from it and left the rainforest grow. Then a young girl and 2 brothers found it in the bush and talked their father into buying it, and he paid £17 for it, and they moved it to Curtis Road, which is about 1 kilometre away. And then later on, when she got married, she married a builder who happened to own this 10 acres right on top of the mountain, and the father gave her the house to move here. Of course, back then they dismantled everything bit by bit and marked it, each plank and board, and put together. We didn't have the hydraulics as they have these days. So,
mate, and it's pretty amazing, like the stumps, the actual stumps of the place are still in this building, and I've just gone over and tapped on them, and they're solid as a rock. Now you'd think after many of those years that it would have rotted away, but they're still here, the original part of the building.
Yep, they're original hardwood. They're buried well into the ground. The way they built the house, the stumps went right from the bottom to the top, so they buried them in the ground. They go right up to the top of the building. They're the main anchors for the building, and they like steel at the moment. You couldn't put a screw in without drilling it or anything like that. It's that hard.
And of course, back in those days, when you're up on the mountain here, you could actually look down to the coast, see everything. There was nothing built out, and there was only like 1 or 2 buildings up here then.
Correct. Where the main industry up here was timber.
Yep.
So we had a few mills up here back then. Or I wasn't there at the time, but they were.
Yep.
And so there wasn't that many buildings at all. It was right back in the beginning when there was only a few settlers up here who'd taken up the land on the mountain to move in.
Well, there you go, guys. Bit of history on the place, so when you do come up to here and visit, you know the history. Now I reckon I am starving. I've gone for my big run this morning. I mean, it is so beautiful out here. If you're into sport like I am, I went for a big jog all around Tamborine, knocked up those Ks, feel fit, raring to go. Now I need my hearty breakfast. Now before we have our breakfast, mate, we have got so many different varieties of breakfast. We have got vegetarian. Just go through some of the stuff that we've got for breakfast to pick from after we've done our sporty.
Right, well, there's always the common bacon and eggs or whatever you want, but from there on we use a lot of our own avocados up here on the mountain. The mountain's very well known for growing avocados. We have local cheeses from the cheese factory over the road with the breakfast, the cottage cheese and the
brewery,
halloumi and all that type of thing.
That's good.
So it all comes from over there. So we get a lot of local produce included. Of course, we use a sourdough Vienna, nice and healthy with your breakfast and that.
Sounds good.
So you can get a big variety.
Now, Dan, you're looking forward to the breakfast. You're going to have the hearty one, hey? Everything's going to be on that one. We'll show you that one shortly. I'm having the poached eggs, avocado, the healthier side, and of course you don't eat meat, so you're having the vegetarian side. So it's all here. It's coming out now, guys. Check us out. Check this food out that we're going to have now. We're going to get into it and have a nice feed. And Dennis, here we go. The breakfast has arrived and look at that. Thank you. Wow. That is amazing. And yours is on the way, the veggies.
Yeah,
look at that hearty meal.
Yeah.
Look at this. Guys, I reckon you should just come and have a close look at this and see what it's like. And then we're going to hoe into this and enjoy this big, huge meal. Breakfast has arrived. Dennis, before we hoe into this, just tell the viewers again what we're going to hoe into. We'll start with a vegetarian. What have we got there?
Right, this comes with a hash brown and spinach, mushrooms, poached eggs, sour bread, toast, and our own tomato relish here we make on the premises.
Nothing like homemade relish. Now mine looks like a big, compact, healthy, energy-packed meal.
The local avocados on that with the cottage cheese, the bacon, tomatoes, and everything.
Poached eggs.
On a Turkish bread base.
Yep.
And that's once again very healthy.
With no butter.
Yep.
Sounds good.
No butter.
And now the hearty meal here for a hearty done. What do we got for the hearty meal?
That's got pretty well everything. It's got your hash browns, your tomatoes, your mushrooms, bacon, poached eggs, and our special chipolatas we have made, along with the sourdough bread.
It's going to make a healthy boy today.
Yep.
All that energy we need to scout around here at Tamborine. So many things to do. This is our base here. Remember the name, The Manor. That's the place to come here at Tamborine. Spend the night here and then you can fork out and go out wherever you like. It's a big place up here, and of course we're going to go just across the road. Everything's so close here, across the road, and we're going to check out how cheese is made. Guys, I reckon we should hoe into this.
Yep. By all means.
And we'll be back shortly with some more from Mount Tamborine here at the Manor. Yeah, this is going to be good stuff, mate.
Yep, this is lunch.
Haven't had a big one like this for ages.
Must have seen just about everything up here now.
Day up here, good weather, pretty warm but nice and cool compared to the coast. We're just about ready to go into the cheese factory. I've never seen how it's actually made, but let's go back there, meet the guys, and we'll show you how this cheese is made and the finished product. Check it out, yeah.
Hi people, welcome to Pure Artisan Cheese. Today we're making halloumi in this vat over here. We've already pasteurised the milk through our pasteuriser over 72.1 degrees, and then what we've done with this, with the halloumi, we just put some rennet in it, no culture, let it set, and we cooked it and cut it and cooked it, and then come to this process now. We put it into the trays, and then once these trays are filled, we'll put a board on top and press them for 1 hour. Then we'll take them out, cut them up, and cook them in the whey. So, and then over here we've got a triple cream brie, 130 to 140 kilo from that one. And then over there we've got another cheese being made, which is a feta over there. And we've got another one in some buckets over there, which we're making quark with. So today we've used 2,000 litres of milk.
Hey guys, and we're back here at the cheese factory with Mike. Mate, how are you, mate?
Good, mate.
Good, good, good. Now mate, you've explained a bit about the cheese here.
Yep.
Now, what's the process after you've done this now?
So this is all the halloumi in here. This is about 500 litres of milk.
Wow.
Halloumi. So we get about 1 kilo per 10 litres in our cheese.
Wow.
So, so this one here is now ready to press.
Yes.
We're going to press it up for an hour, and then we're going to cut it into cubes, 200 gram cubes, and then we're going to cook it in the whey. So at this process, it should taste quite sweet. So we'll try that. Good halloumi, when it's pressed and cooked and ready
That's
to
good.
grind, it should have a smell of it and have a squeak when you eat it. It'll start squeaking.
Oh, right.
And then you actually cook this cheese. You cook it in a frying pan, put
Yep.
a lemon, whatever you want.
Yep.
And yeah, it tastes really nice.
Sounds
And
good.
very popular in the summer.
Yeah.
This is the triple cream brie.
Okay.
What we're doing is the pH levels down to where we need it.
Yep.
Okay. So a penny there, weighing it off, and we're just putting it into the hoops. These will make 200 gram cheeses.
200 gram cheese, sounds good, mate.
So what we do with these, we'll
Yep.
we'll turn these into, there'll be some just normal triple cream brie,
Yes.
which is about 8% in cream, pure
Okay.
cream. And then we'll turn some of them into black ash bries, and we'll also turn some of them into truffle.
So what's black ash?
So ash is from the grapevines.
Okay.
So what we do is we put it around the outside and through the middle.
Yes.
So what they do at the end of the season, when they're pruning the vines,
Yep.
they'll burn the bits, the cut-offs.
Yes, yes.
And they'll turn it into an ash.
Okay.
And then we'll put it through the centre of the cheeses and we'll put it around the outside. And what that does, it stabilises the cheese.
Wow.
In the olden days, they used to use it as a conservative.
Wow. There's quite a lot of stuff to actually making the cheese. I thought it just goes in the thing, cook it, and away we go. There's a big process to it. You've got to know what you're doing. Now, this is very exciting too. We've got your man helping you on the side. He's actually come all the way from Tasmania.
Yeah, so I used to work with me down in Tasmania.
Yeah.
As my apprentice. We decided to move back into Queensland.
Yes.
And he followed us. Yeah.
As we say, we keep it in the family. Way to cook that cheese, homegrown, homemade. Check it out from behind here from the window. When you do come up to Mount Tamborine, more to go with the finished product. So you're about the only one here at Tamborine or in Queensland that makes this?
We're the only ones in Tamborine Mountain
Yes.
that makes the halloumi.
Yes.
There is others down in Brisbane that make it.
Okay.
But on Tamborine Mountain and Scenic Rim, we are the only ones.
And is there, like I said, everyone got their own style of making the cheese, or is it pretty similar to everyone? Or
Yeah.
taste-wise, everything?
Everybody has their own little style.
Different ingredients?
Yeah, I get a lot of compliments saying it tastes very European.
That's what we want, European taste, mate.
Because I've made cheese in England for 18 years.
Wow.
So I'm making cheddar. So I've got very European techniques.
Yes, so that's good, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to follow you through your process, mate, and see the final product of this cheese.
Yeah.
Now, you make this in one day.
I make this in one day, yeah.
Wow.
This will be put in brine tonight.
Yes.
Tomorrow morning it'll be vacuum packed and ready for sale.
Gee, that's amazing, mate. I thought it would take weeks to do this
No.
stuff. And in one day, all this is done. So what time do you start in the morning to get all this happening?
7 o'clock.
And by the time it's finished?
This is a bit longer, this one.
Yes.
By 3 o'clock today, we would have made 260 kilo of cheese altogether. By 3 o'clock we're done.
Mate, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, for all those visitors out there, Australia, New Zealand, coming over to Mount Tamborine, where do we find you?
Oh, we find
Because we can watch you, there's glass here, we can watch you making the cheese.
Yeah, so come up to it's Long Road, 165 to 185 Long Road.
Yep.
Tamborine Mountain.
Okay.
Which is Chase.
Which is Chase. And what's the name of your...
The name of our company is
Yes.
called Pure Artisan Cheese. So we've
Okay.
only been going for 1 year.
1 year, cool.
Yeah, so,
Mate, very excited to see this, guys. You must check this out. It is something to see. Here we are at Witches Falls Winery, and we're going to sample some of the best wines you've had here at Mount Tamborine. Got a nice background here, the vineyards, the vineyards, we've got the birds singing, it's nice and green up here, it's all happening. Let's go in and sample some wine and you can taste it with us. Okay guys, we're here with Pete. How are you, mate?
Very, very good, Peter.
Now, tell us a bit about the history of this famous place here.
Well, we've been here about 14 years, and in that 14 years we've won some lovely awards from a guy called James Halliday, who's the guru of wine tasters in Australia. He's given us 96 out of 100 now for at least 10 of our wines. We grow all our grapes at a place called Stanthorpe or Ballandine, which is about 3 hours west of here, and it's about 1,000 metres above sea level. So in that 1,000 metres above sea level we can grow just about anything, and we do from Pinot Noir all the way through to Verdelho. And with the tastings today, what we'll do is we'll go through some wine from the actual Verdelho through to the Pinot Noir.
It's a great place, it's small, it's got everything here, it's only a stone throw away from everywhere. We've just come down from the manor, mate. It's only taken about 5 minutes drive by car. And now, let's get into the serious stuff, the wines.
Now the wines, what you're talking about is what we're doing straight away is the Verdelho.
Yes.
So Verdelho is originally from Portugal. It comes here and it is actually going very, very well in our wine growing area at Stanthorpe. So what you're talking about is actually a lovely little white wine. It's about 2% residual sugar, and it's actually it's why we call it co-inoculated. It's a big word, but co-inoculated means we're using a French yeast and a South African yeast, and it goes together and it goes in stainless steel. So it doesn't touch oak at all, just touches stainless steel.
That's great.
So, but then when you're talking about it, it's actually fresh. It's just lovely with, say, a nice Thai dish or a satay. Just something really kind of just that gorgeous little sweetness to it. At 2%. Go in. when you taste it, it's got that gorgeous kind of pristine crispness of the actual wine, and that's what I love about it. Absolutely.
And it's not too oaky, like a lot of people have been saying it's very oaky. It's low in sugars. A lot of people are worried about sugar nowadays.
Yeah. No,
great taste.
Low and very sugar. We only got about 2% residual sugar.
Yep.
This is probably the highest of all our wines in sugar because we actually cut off the fermentation to actually give it that bit of sweetness. That's the only reason.
And it's natural too. It's not added sugar.
No.
That's what we want to know, because a lot of wines,
no, there's no added sugar, in Australia at all. This is just fresh juice. This is called wine juice. And
That's
then we
stuff.
actually ferment it. That's the main reason.
Now, Pete, not only is he a professional in the wine industry, but he cooks as well, so he can tell us what food complements the wine. What's our next wine we've got coming up?
The next wine we've got coming up is something a little bit different. It's actually called a Verdelho as well.
Yes.
However, it's a wild ferment Verdelho.
Okay.
Wild ferment means we're using just the natural yeast on the grape itself, and then it goes into oak. So very different to the first one. We're actually just using oak wine, and it's very, very different. I'll just go and get that
no
for
worries,
you now,
mate.
Peter.
Okay. Well, I'm here at Witches Falls Winery, right amongst it all, the vines here. We're going to check out some of these little grapes. Actually, they're coming of age. They're only little baby things, as you can see them just down here. In 2 weeks' time, will be about this big, about that big. And the most amazing part about these grapes is they'll be turning purple. Amazing stuff. And we're going to go inside and sample some of these magnificent wines. Okay, Pete, what have you got?
So the next wine we're doing is actually a wild ferment Verdelho. As I was just saying before, we just broke. I was actually just going to get the actual wine from the fridge, which we're actually keeping at about 12 degrees. Now that's a little bit different to a lot of people, but 12 degrees is a very nice temperature to be serving white wine, because what you're doing is getting all the flavours from the actual white wine.
And another major factor, Pete, I didn't even know this. We touch the wine on the bottom.
You do not touch the bell.
Not the glass.
You do not touch the glass, you just touch the actual bottom.
And to help to swirl, puts the oxygen in.
That's it. Puts the oxygen in, you actually get the oxygen in the wine, brings the nose of the wine up to the top. So when you actually put your nose in the wine, you can actually get that. It's actually, this one's got a lot of woodiness to it. So it's actually been in oak for 12 months. So very different to that first Verdelho. This has got that beautiful kind of oakiness to it. So when you're actually talking food, which I'll talk to you in a minute about, Peter, this is absolutely gorgeous with that fillets, snapper, barramundi, those kind of stuff.
She's getting me hungry, mate.
Then I'll actually tell you now how to cook it, and let's have a little bit of a taste.
Cheers, mate.
Very different to the first one. A lot more oaky, a lot more different.
That's a good
It's
taste.
a little bit stylish. Snapper fillet you had the other night was actually a beautiful in a foil pack. So you're talking garlic, capers, lemon juice, olive oil, and then a little bit of radish, which is really something a little bit different. Wrap it up in the foil, 15 minutes on 180. Absolutely beautiful. Leave it for about 5 minutes, and then on a beautiful, actually, body of mash. Just something.
You got my tummy rolling already.
I'm getting hungry as well. Like, really am getting hungry. Yeah.
So we've got the great wines here now. I think we've got time to get into one red.
One red, beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
We'll be back in a sec with the red, guys.
I'll go and get it. I'll go and get it for you.
In the meantime, I'll have some more of this.
Beautiful. So Peter, the next one I'm doing is a nice little red. It's called a Syrah. So it's the original name for Shiraz.
Okay.
However, it's a lot softer than a Shiraz. A lot of wines in Australia are called Shiraz because they're a lot stronger, a lot bolder, a lot more peppery. So this is actually a lot more softer. So when you're actually talking Syrah, so S-Y-R-A-H, it's actually a really, really, really lovely wine with, I'll tell you a bit of food in a minute.
Yes, yep.
This is just absolutely beautiful. Let's have a little bit of a taste.
Do we swirl this one?
I'll have a swirl as well.
Yep.
Let's just go swirly, 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 swirly. But just really, really lovely. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I like this one.
Very smooth.
Yeah, smooth.
Very
That's the word.
soft. Very smooth and very soft. Hasn't got that big tannins like some of the actual Shirazes in the actual lower wine has. This goes beautifully with a fillet steak. So fillet steak, sear it on both sides, put in the oven to actually finish off. Big filled mushroom sitting on top. Mushroom jus around the top of it. And then a lovely little fennel, really finely chopped fennel in a potato mash. And then some asparagus and beans around it.
Wow.
Like that is just, it is the most outstanding wine with that food. It's incredible, absolutely incredible.
And the good thing is it's not sweet at all. It's just,
No,
it's perfect. It's perfect.
It's not that dryness that actually attacks the actual tannins.
Yes.
It's actually got that lovely kind of softness to it, which is a Syrah, the original Syrah has all the time.
Wow.
Peter?
Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That was amazing. I am so hungry now. I've got to grab a bottle here, go downtown and have a nice steak with my meal. That is going to be a great one. Pete, cheers.
It's been
Thanks
a joy,
for the info.
absolute joy.
Cheers, guys.
Here we are. Enjoy.
We are here now, the finished product. But first, before we start, let's meet the man behind the kitchen, Mr. Jose, all the way from Chile. How are you, mate?
I'm very good, mate. How are you?
Really good, mate. Now we've got our sampler here, Mr. Dan. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Now we've got our plate here, mate. It looks very, very good. Lots of colour in there, mate. Do you want to just explain to us all the different cheeses we've got?
No worries, mate. So we have here a camembert, cloth-bound cheddar, a deep-fried halloumi, some black ash brie. We have some Millie's blue. We have some British blue. We also have some marinated feta and some lovely local paste, fruit paste.
Now, what's the most popular out of these cheeses you find when the holidaymakers come here to Mount Tamborine and sample?
I find that they love the black ash. That one is probably one of my favourites as well. Same with the halloumi.
I was quite amazed with the black ash. I didn't know that they used the grapes to get the colour.
Yes.
Quite amazing, as we got explained. Yes, the grapevines. Now, we've come from the cheese shop across the road where they actually make the cheese. So it's not far away for everyone. We just hop over to this side here. But before we hop here, we can actually go down the road and there's a brewery. And they've supplied us with some samples of all the different types of brewery they have there. Do you want to give us a bit of an explanation on all the different types? We've got about 5 different types here.
Too easy. So we've got a pacer here, which is quite a nice, easy 2.8, easy to drink beer. We have the Drifter, which is probably one of my favourites to drink, actually. And that one's a nice pale lager. The Intercept, which is one of my other favourites. We have some ginger beer. We have some lovely ginger beer and a nice Irish stout.
I think the Irish stout is mine, guys. I think you're in for the ginger beer. Yes.
Right.
Grab our beers. We'll have a drink first before we tow into the cheese.
No worries, mate. Pass that one over to you.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Bit of a drink, and now we're going to try the cheese straight after this. Nothing like that, eh? It's quite a warm day, guys, out there, and we've got to have a bit of a drink before we sample. Now, which one do you reckon we should try first?
I say we start off with the camembert, definitely.
Okay, well, let's hoe into this cheese, give it a try. So much variety here. I'm going to try a little bit of this one here with my finger, just to make you really hungry out there. Don't forget, guys, if you're coming up here to Mount Tamborine, it's all here. You can watch them make the cheese, you can watch them make the brewery, all the different beers there, and of course then you can come down here. The name of the place?
Long Road Bistro on Mount Tamborine.
On Mount Tamborine, that's the one, mate. And come here, sit down, enjoy the scenery, have a great feed, and then go off and wander and see all the other tourist attractions they've got here, which is quite a lot, which you're going to see on our show. Okay, guys, enjoy. let's get into it. Yeah.
This halloumi is amazing.
Bit of the old crackly too.
Try that one, mate.
Cheers, mate. Good, thank you.
Yep, you're already on it.
Good stuff.
The Fiona actually from the cheese shop
Yes.
makes the paste.
Makes the paste.
Yep,
So we keep it in the family, eh?
Always in the family, mate.
Good stuff. Have a taste. Let me know what it's like.
That's really good.
A mouthful there. Very good. Lots of cheese. Enjoy. Wow. I'll try some too. I'll try the big one. Fingers are allowed. Yes?
Definitely. It's the best way to enjoy food.
By the way, Jose, I just had a mouthful of this, and I'm going for it again. Now, there's a bit of a story to this.
The fruit paste, so it's an apple and fig and pear paste.
Yeah.
We actually sell it up in the cheese shop, and as well as that, Justine Schofield actually came and loved it and used it in her recipes.
So we've got lots of celebrity eating this food, and of course enjoying it. Hey, loving it all the way.
Yes, definitely. Come and have some.
Enjoy, guys. Bon appetit, guys. Well, Dennis, we are here. It is nightfall. It's getting cooler. The temperatures up here vary on different nights as we've had a bit of low cloud, and it's getting a bit cool. We've got the fire. What a way to go.
Great way to go, yeah. Yeah, we're always about 5 degrees cooler than the coast up here, so you've got to expect to have fires and that going in this time of year.
Nice and cosy,
Yep.
and of course you've always got the people coming through the day. You've got the breakfasts, you've got the lunches, and
Yep.
now a bit later on we've got the dinners, and of
Yep.
course you've got busloads
tours.
of tourists coming through as well.
Yeah, we've got bus tours almost every night to come up and see our place and see the glowworms and everything else. Yep.
Wow, that's great.
Righto, Japanese cheesecake. 2 cheesecakes? One cheesecake. One Japanese. Both Japanese. Yep. There we go.
I'm Wendy from South Carolina.
I'm Greg from South Carolina. I'm Charles from Alice Springs.
I'm Danielle from Banana, Central Queensland. It's a little town just like this here at Mount Tamborine, and yeah, it's great to be here in the rainforest.
Namaste, Peter. How are you doing? Hello. I'm Surbi from Delhi. I'm Mansi from Delhi.
I'm Dhruv from Delhi. I'm Harsh from Surat, Gujarat, India.
We have been enjoying here a lot. The food looks lovely. The desserts are very, very tasty.
When you come down to Melbourne, यहाँ ज़रूर आना, Mount Tamborine, Rainforest.
Hi， 我是洪慧欣，我是马来西亚来的。
嗨，我是洪丽琪，我来自马来西亚。
嗨，我是陈世豪。
嗨，我是马来西亚johor来的，你们好。
Hi, I'm Andrew from Malaysia.
Hello, I'm Angela. I'm from Malaysia. I'm Regina. I come from Malaysia.
Yes. All right, we enjoy our stay down in Australia, especially Gold Coast, and we love it, especially the cheesecake down here is nice.
Yeah.
Now there's so many things here to see. Now while we're just enjoying this before we're going to have a bit of a cup of tea I think, and a bit of a cake or a scone, and then we might have a bit dinner later on. I think we should go across the road again, just down a bit from your place here, from the manor, and there's a glass blowing place, the glass blowing studio.
Yeah.
I reckon guys we should go down and check out the amazing work of a lady called Karen, and she's got some really great stuff down there.
Yep, she's absolutely brilliant, that lady, yep.
Sounds good, mate. Let's go down there.
Right.
Well, here we are at the glass studio, just about a minute's walk away from the manor, and we've got Fleur. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Good.
That's good.
Now, I'm really amazed with Tamborine, but coming into this shop, mind blower. It's got everything in here made out of glass, and my favourite, marine wildlife.
It is beautiful. It's all hand blown as well, which is really important. We have a lot of jewellery as well, which is handcrafted by the boss, Karen Roussos. She's actually a third generation glass artist,
Wow.
which is pretty amazing. Her grandpa was a glass blower. Both her parents are active kiln form artists as well, and she's amazing with her colour combinations and what have you as well. So, yeah.
Now you do a lot of glass blowing as well.
I personally blow glass with a fellow called David Palmer. We do classes, and the Facebook page is South East Queensland Glass Blowing Club.
Cool. So if visitors are coming from New Zealand, Australia, wherever, and they want to do some classes, they can come and see you.
They can come and see us. They can just jump on our Facebook page at Tamborine Mountain Glass Studio.
Yep.
And all the events are there, so you can just log in and check it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, we're just having a look at the arrangement just on the side of me here. There's so many different varieties. Now, there's a favourite one in the middle. They're actually done underwater. Can you explain what goes on, the process? It is...
Well, they're engraved pieces. They are really beautiful. They have to be hand engraved, obviously.
Yeah.
But they're all done underwater, because if it's not done underwater, then the glass just cracks under the vibration and heat from the drill. So not only is she an awesome drawer, but she can draw underwater. He's our boss, Karen, so she's pretty incredible.
Now, does Karen actually come into the shop sometimes for a special guest appearance?
Yes, occasionally she'll come in and say hi and bring in the beautiful new pieces that that we get in. But yeah, she makes guest appearances for sure.
Oh, that's great. And she's based, of course, here in Tamborine.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yes.
Gotta be up here, right?
Why would you not?
And you've got other favourites out there too, the dog.
People that love glass just stick together and like to make glass together because we're passionate about it. We're just addicted, actually.
And it's long lasting too.
Lasts forever.
Yes.
These ones are crazy amazing. They're jellyfishes.
Marine animals inside the glass.
Are they real jellyfish in there?
Yeah.
And of course they're not real jellyfish. They're
I thought they looked like it, eh?
RSPCA would have loved you for that one.
Yeah.
But they're all hand blown, and actually they're so awesome because they glow in the dark.
Wow.
So the little light bases that you saw them on,
yes.
They rotate and change colours, or you know, you can set them on a particular colour. But the fact that when you turn the lights out, they actually glow in the dark just blows my mind. They look really
put
groovy.
you to sleep.
Well, no, maybe.
With a good dream, of course. And last but not least, Karen's most favourite work.
Yes, Karen's favourites are the kiln formworks on the shelves over there.
Yeah.
But she and her parents, as I mentioned earlier, both her parents are active kiln form artists, and very good ones as well. They did have a store in Melbourne, but they're actually coming to live up here, so we'll see more of their work. They've been at it for a long time. Their combinations, the experiments they do that normal artists probably wouldn't try, they're really
they're out there.
experimental. They're really out there, and they come up with some awesome creations.
And just briefly explain to us what's kiln form.
Kiln form means it's fired in a kiln. So the blown glass is in a big oven with a gas jet burner that's really 1400 degrees molten glass without all the gas. So they're usually electric. And they get up to about as hot as 1400 degrees Celsius. But generally glass melts at about 720 degrees.
Gee.
So it depends on what you're up to and what you're making as to how hot you get.
Yeah, pretty hot. Amazing stuff. You learn every day. Guys and girls, mums and dads, grandpas, Mount Tamborine's the place to be. And of course the glass studio here with Fleur. She'll be here to serve you. And maybe a guest appearance by Karen.
That'd
Who knows?
be lovely.
See you soon, guys.
Bye.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little segment there. I certainly had a great time down there with the glass blowing, lots of different things. Now, let's get to the real thing here at the Manor. You've got so many different rooms, so many different things happening. What sort of rooms have you got for our visitors out there?
Yeah, what we have here are more, or almost a suite. They've got a lounge and a upstairs or a sunken lounge with a bedroom a couple of steps up and ensuite and everything else. So they're quite good, quite luxurious for this type of accommodation, more as a bit above a motel.
Yep.
And yeah, there is a variety of them. There's upstairs and downstairs, and we have a bridal suite as well. And a few of four-poster beds and all that.
So lots of variety here for the guys and girls. And of course we've got our favourite python in the back there too.
Yes, we got our pet python that comes out every day and warms up and gets going.
Yeah, so actually when you come here, it's nature at its best. You walk out the back, you've got the fresh air, you've got the clouds, you can just touch the clouds. Also you've got so many animals, you've got hares and rabbits running around, little pot wallabies running around as well too. And we've got platypus in Curtis Falls, and then we've got heaps of other little animals running across the road. It's
plenty
all
of possums, plenty of everything else,
Okay guys, well I reckon we should just cruise off again. This time let's go across the road again, not far away, and we'll check out the brewery. Well, here we are across the road from the Manor. That's where we stay the night, and here is the Fortitude Brewery. Now we're going to go inside and check out how actually beer is made, and then we're going to sit down and have some different ales that they make here at the brewery, here on Mount Tamborine. Let's do it, let's go check it out,
G'day Pete, my name is Bill, I'm the head brewer here at Fortitude Brewing Company. We're going to be brewing the lager today and we'll get you involved. So the first thing we're going to do is mash in, we're going to mill up some grain, get it into the kettle and get it nice and hot, and we'll go from there. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is get that grain milled. We're going to get it into our kettle, get it nice and hot, and get the process started.
I'm Carly and I'll be making the pizzas today. We're making a margarita, which basically just includes a tomato base with mixed herbs, some bocconcini cheese and some cheddar.
So Pete, this is the start of the boil here. We're going to boil for an hour and a half, and during that time we'll throw in some hops and she'll be done.
Alright Peter, here we are at the brewery. My name's Craig and this is our standard tasting paddle. This is a selection of our core range beers. It's a really good introduction for people to try our range, and as I like to say to people, taste the rainbow.
You've got 10 minutes and then...
Okay gentlemen, here we go. The standard tasting paddle for your enjoyment, as we say, in beer strength.
Well, Bill, this is a feast. Pizza and beer. Looks good, mate. And before we start, let's understand a bit about brewing beer. What's the process?
Yeah, well, in understanding how beer is brewed and understanding the ingredients, you really understand, you know, how the beers are made and how the beers taste and the flavours that are in it. So, look, there's only 4 ingredients. It really is quite simple. So obviously water, one of the main ingredients. And here you've got some hops, some barley, and the last ingredient's yeast. And that's basically it. And when you understand those 4 ingredients, you can understand beer, basically.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Like, I didn't know much about the process, and it's pretty basic. Like you said, it's different than wine. And of course, you were telling me when it goes into the process, into the cooking, it only half opens up? Or...
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that process that we saw at the start there, that's called the mash. Now, barley here is really, it is just starch, and we need to process that to convert it into a different form so that we can use it in the process. And so there's a natural part to barley called an enzyme, which when heated to a specific temperature, it then converts that starch to sugar, or malt sugar basically, or maltose. And then from there we can get the yeast to ferment that and create alcohol. And then the only other ingredient that's added in is hops. And you could compare hops to a spice really. And so the hops add bitterness and they add flavour and aroma as well. And when we mix all that in together, we've got our final beers.
Wow, that is amazing. And it's so easily made. Now, we've got quite a few varieties of beer here. Do you want to just go through it once more before we hoe into the beer?
Yeah, so the 5 beers there, we start nice and light on one end. That's our pacer. That's 2.8%. Now, if I didn't tell you if it was 2.8%, I think you'd be fooled into thinking it was a full-strength beer. We've got a little trick in our process to make sure that comes out full-bodied, yet still light in alcohol. And then we move on to our drifter. That's our summer ale, a summer session ale. Got a light fruitiness on the nose and the flavour there. Then we move into the lager. Everyone's familiar with the lager, and you've got to have a good lager. Although we call this a New World lager, in that we use hops from Australia and New Zealand in that, as opposed to your usual European varieties. Then we go into a ginger beer, really nice and warm on the ginger, nice sweet finish, and a little twist on that one. We use a saison yeast, or a French yeast, that complements the ginger flavour. And the last one, a stout. You've got to have a dark beer. This is your typical Irish dry stout, nice and roasty, but only coming in at around 4% on that one. So let's get stuck in, eh?
Sounds good. Black one's mine, always as usual.
Yeah.
Ginger beer. What's your favourite?
Look, I like the Pacer. Yeah, it's a good beer, that one.
Well, let's have a drink, and then we're going to hoe into this pizza. Guys, looking out there, getting hungry. Those lips are rolling. Getting hungry, tummy's rolling. Let's do it.
Here we go. Cheers, eh?
Cheers. Cheers, guys. That's good. Now the pizzas. What sort of pizzas we got here?
So we've got our 3 cheese, and the cheese is actually produced here on site at the cheese factory. And then we've got a margarita. Together with beer, you just can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. Guys, girls out there, it's all here in one complex. The cheese is down there, the brewery is here, we're here, our tummies are here, they're rolling, we're into it. Don't forget Mount Tamborine, the place to be. It's all here happening. Let's get into it.
Without question, the greatest invention in the history of mankind is beer. Oh, I grant you that the wheel was also a fine invention, but the wheel does not go nearly as well with pizza.
I'm full. We've had the beer, we've had the pizza, we've had the education. We know how beer is made. That's the main one out there. And of course, Fortitude Brewing. Don't forget, when you come to Tamborine, that's the place to visit. Sit down, relax. They'll bring it to you. Enjoy the pizza, the beer. Mate, it's goodbye.
Yeah, look, it was great having you, and I hope you did enjoy the food and enjoy the beers.
We surely did. How about you, Mr. Dan?
Absolutely fantastic.
Good stuff. Guys, we'll see you next time somewhere out there. See ya. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little segment too. It was really good down there, getting a bit of different varieties of beers. Now, back to you again, to the manor. Now, not only good rooms, but also we've got tennis courts, we've got swimming pools.
Yeah, there's a bit to do. We've got the swimming pool's got a spa as well as a sauna and everything else. So the whole weekend, or the whole day here, you can fill up no trouble at all.
Sounds pretty good for all those lazy tourists out there. They can actually come here, stay here, and you've got everything on the ground, so you don't really need to leave the place. And if you do, you just walk down the road to Mount Tamborine Shoppings, and you've got them all in the main street there.
Yep, we're very central here. It can, within 200 metres you can walk just about everywhere. Another 500 metres you can be rounded at one of the national parks or down to Curtis Falls.
And make sure when you come up here, check out those glowworms. Something to see. Now let's go down to Skywalk, just a little bit down the hill, halfway down the hill, would you say, or a quarter way down?
Yeah, it's about a quarter of the way down the mountain, and
it
goes beautifully right into the rainforest and above the creeks. Yeah.
And we'll go check out down there what's going on down there, the Skywalk. It's a new thing that's gone up. Actually, on our way down, we didn't get any caption of it, but just to show you the wildlife, we're going down this hill, and up on the tree lo and behold, koala bear. Lots of them floating around here.
Correct. Yeah, there's plenty of koala bears around the mountain and that sort of thing, and off to the sides of the mountain. But it's not surprising at times to see them come up over the top of the mountain.
Sounds great. Yeah. Let's go down and check out Skywalk. Nick, how are you, mate?
Good, thanks, Peter. How are you?
Good. We're here with Nick Moore, General Manager here at Skywalk. Boy, have I got a treat for you guys. We've got lots to see. Big Skywalk, mate. Let's go inside, check it all out, and see what's happening. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Well, guys, we're here in the Eco Gallery. We've got Nick, the man here, mate, knows everything about this. Mate, just go through us what you've got in this gallery.
Basically, it's a little taste of what you might see out there on the walk. We've got a range of butterflies. We've got the Richmond birdwing butterfly, which is a really critical part of this property.
Yep.
We've planted a lot of vines for them to sort of, it's the only vine that they'll feed on in the caterpillar stage, so a really critical thing that we've done there. But yeah, a lot of different things, fish, insects, a lot of different stuff in here, so a bit of a fun start to the walk as such.
Mate, with the fish, I'm always curious because I love fishing, and what sort of fish do we have up here in the mountains?
Being this high, we're sort of about 500 metres up above sea level here, so pretty high, so there's not that many fish that can handle the cool, but we've got rainbows, we've got the empire gudgeons, and some eel-tail catfish in there, so it's
that's cool.
Yeah, a bit of excitement.
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to say trout, but maybe not too cold for those guys.
No. And they're a little bit small, this creek, for the trout, but yeah, it'll be nice.
Yeah, and also, my favourite, platypus.
We do. We've had quite a few sightings. We've got a little look out at the creek, which you'll see shortly, but down there we've had quite a few sightings. There's a couple of them that are getting out and about and showing themselves, which is really cool for our customers that come through.
Now, a lot of people always ask, because I hear all these different stories, because we haven't seen one yet. We're going out shortly to have a look. They say they're this big, they're this big. So what size is a normal platypus? And then I've had people on the mountain saying they're only small things. So.
Yeah, look, platypus generally about that sort of length.
Okay.
Obviously the younger one's much smaller.
Yep.
One of the things with the platypus that people don't understand is that the males have two barbs located in the inside of their legs.
Like the old stingray.
Very much so, and apparently the talk is that if you do get stung by them, it's 6 months of extreme agony.
Wow.
Only treatable by morphine, and apparently morphine doesn't have much of an impact, so it's not many people know, but if you do see them in the wild, certainly don't pick them up.
Mate, that's a good thing to stress for all those tourists out there coming up here. If you do see one, now you know. Other people just prodding around and saying, oh, listen, they'll pick it up, and away we go.
No, definitely don't pick up platypus. Look, they're absolutely stunning when you see them in the wild, but certainly not something you'd want to be picking up.
Now, the fig trees, are they the ones that are the tallest ones here in Tamborine?
Look, there are a range of figs. We've got the strangler fig, which is one that's really interesting. The bird has to digest the seed. Once it's gone through the bird's body, it'll actually poop it out onto a branch. From there, it'll run all the way down to the ground with its roots. Eventually, over a long period of time, it strangles that host tree, hence the name strangler fig.
Wow.
The inside tree or the host tree will rot away and end up with a completely hollow strangler fig, which we've got some amazing ones of those out there. But that's nature at its best.
That's amazing stuff. And how tall do some of these trees get? I mean, I looked up from here, looking up, and they just go for ages.
Some of them, some of the strangler figs are up to about 50 metres tall, which is amazing.
That's amazing.
And some of the eucalypts, like the Eucalyptus grandis, one of the taller eucalypts, well up to 60 metres plus. So.
Does that rate like some of the tallest trees in the world?
Oh, look, I think over in places like Canada, the redwoods and things are far reach, a lot further than that. But they're certainly not to be sneezed at.
Now, floating around, very colourful. The butterflies. Now, you've got a bit of a story on these butterflies here. We've got so many different ones here on Mount Tamborine.
Absolutely. One of the stars is the Richmond birdwing butterfly. It's a really amazing butterfly. Australia's second largest. We base everything, all our colours are based on it. The males have an iridescent green with the black wing. They're stunning butterflies, and the females are much larger with a sort of a black and white with a red underneath. But they are incredible. They're very, very vulnerable, and people at home can sort of plant what we call the Richmond birdwing vine, or the long name, the Parastolochia prevenosa, but you can plant that at home and it can increase the corridors that these butterflies need to sort of move and to bring those gene pools and start mixing and getting it back. 100 years ago in Brisbane they were everywhere, and now there's only a couple of pockets in southeast Queensland, and we're lucky enough to have one here on this property. So.
What do you think is the major cause of loss of butterflies in the cities?
It's really the habitat loss, and I was saying that vine, without the vine they just can't exist. So people cleared it and take it away not knowing, so it's really that's the biggest issue.
It's a pity. It's such a nice site, as you can see behind me, and looking at some of the butterflies we've got here. Now jumping into the water now, frogs. Now we've been down to Currumbin Bird Sanctuary and we've talked about frogs sort of depreciating because of the weather and the ozone and all this sort of stuff. Now how's it looking up here for the frogs?
Look, frogs are really good on this property. We actually put in a little, it's like a little creek come bird bath. It's a man-made section, but the amount of frog life around there at night is just staggering. So we're really thrilled, and that's a good telltale sign for how things are going in general. But yeah, really, really good.
Sounds good, mate. Well, we're off to walk the big skywalk. Check out the beautiful views out there, guys. Stick with us, check it all out, and we'll be back to Nick later on and have another chat with him. Well, here we are, skywalk. It's going off. Perfect weather for it. Let's go out and check out the rainforest, the animals, and heaps more waterfalls. So much to see. Nature at its best. Let's go and check it out. Did you know some of these plants in these bushes here date back to prehistoric time, where dinosaurs ruled the earth
and ate humans and animals, and yet we're still here living with it?
Scary stuff. Let's go see if we can find some prehistoric animals. Yeah. Halfway through the skywalk here. Now this is the best part of it all. As you can see, just above me is another skywalk, and it actually wobbles when you go out to the point, so it's going to be pretty scary and hairy out there, but we're going to see some great sights out there. Guys, come and check it out. Let's go. So great, this forest here at Tamborine Mountain, just at Skywalk. We're going to go check out the waterfalls now. Let's go down and check it out. Yeah. We've reached the point of the last walk here at Skywalk, and we've got Hugo and Anna here all the way from Finland. Guys, how are you?
We're good, thank you. How are you?
Really, really good. Now, how are you enjoying this stay here on Mount Tamborine, all these magnificent things to see?
Yeah, it's been perfect. The kids love it. So much to see here. And also it's really peaceful now, listening to voices of the water.
So Hugo, is it the same in Finland? Do you have rainforests like we have here in Australia?
No, we have nothing similar like this. Because we have winter minus 30 degrees, so these kind of things wouldn't survive there.
Now what do you do for recreation over there? You go snow skiing, or what do you do for fun?
Oh yeah, during the winter we do the snow skiing, downhill skiing, ice fishing, also swimming in the lakes with ice.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Maybe soon we'll be coming over to visit your country too.
Yeah. Alright, it's nice to be here in Pete Show. And now we also want to say hello back to Finland in Finnish. Terveisiä Suomeen, mummille, papalle, mammalle ja kaikille lasten päiväkotikavereille täällä.
Moi moi!
Moi moi!
Hope you have a good stay here in Australia on Mount Tamborine. All the best, guys.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing lurking down there in the waters and those fresh waters coming down from the mountains. We've got turtles, we've got freshwater crayfish, we've got the platypus lurking down there somewhere. Very hard to see, but we can spot them sometimes. Also heaps of other wildlife down there, and we've got the fish down there too. So lots to see. You've got to come out to check it out. This is the furthest point here, the Skywalk. Next we're going to go up to the wobbling Skywalk up top and have a view down and check out all the rainforest too. Here at the scary part of the trip. Now this is where the actual Skywalk sways left and right a bit if you wobble it, but we're going to try and keep it pretty still for you and check out the beautiful scenery downstairs. Guys, come on and let's check it out. Just behind me here, check out this amazing eucalyptus tree. It goes forever. We're going to just show you from the bottom to the top and how far up high it is. It's amazing, these trees just climb and climb, go forever. Beautiful scenery here. We're swaying a bit up here. Gets a bit freaky here at the moment, but winds and all that sort of stuff. Well guys, we've reached our final destination, the swaying part of the Skywalk, and what a magnificent feeling up here amongst nature, birds around. We've got the wildlife, we've got the rainforest. What more could you want here? Mount Tamborine, way to go. You've got to check this out. It is unreal. Well, Nick, that was a most exciting walk. Now, just for the viewers out there, can you just tell us how long is the actual walk, and is it all skywalk or is there some natural stuff as well?
Sure, look, the walk it's a combination of skywalking. Obviously there is plenty on the ground, 2 big bridges, trails in between, lots to read. It's really all about that reading and gathering information, all about the rainforest and what you might see out there, but about 1.5 km all up. Most people strolling, reading, 40 minutes to an hour. Some people are out there for a couple of hours, so it's really up to yourself.
Sounds good, mate. And it is family friendly, so
Most
kids,
definitely.
adults, all come down, check it out. What a view. Nature at its best. Way to go, Skywalk.
Good
Mate,
Good on
until
you,
next
Peter.
time,
Yeah.
see you soon.
Cheers.
All right. Well, Dennis, I had a great time. My crew had a great time up here at Tamborine. So relaxing, so many things to do. I went for a jog in the morning. It was so great getting up early, jogging amongst the clouds there too. It was a real pleasure staying here, mate. I put my hand there for you. You're a great host, you and your missus. I know she's a bit shy of the camera, so we'll leave her out of the camera. But we had a great time. Don't forget the name of the place. It's called The Manor.
Yep.
It's just through coming up from the mountain. Now you go through the town and it's on the left hand side, and you can't miss it. The Manor, amazing place, lots of stuff to do there. Make sure you check it out. I'm Pete on tour. This is Dennis. Denise is just back there watching me now. She's very shy. We're out of here. I hope you enjoyed this trip up to Mount Tamborine. We'll see you next time somewhere out there in the big Australia. Yeah. Woo!